God is removing your enemies from around you. Okay. And I want to say this first is that there are some enemies that are within your close proximity, like they are within the same environmental vicinity that you are in. And the fact that you are in such close proximity to these enemies of yours, that is why those certain enemies haven't been getting their karma yet, because your energy and your auric field is divine protection. And if they are within your auric field, if they are so close that they're within the same auric field as you, they are under that divine protection as well. So while you are around these people, you are protecting them from getting their karma that is owed to them. Because the longer that you are around them, the more that they are being protected from their karma. Like it's missing them. You know, like the karma is trying to come, but it's missing them because they're protected. But the minute that once you are removed from that environmental vicinity, from being in close proximity from these enemies of yours, that's where the karma is going to rain down, and that's where it's going to hit them, because they are no longer under your divine protection. So if you're around these enemies, you're very close in proximity around these enemies, and you're wondering why they haven't gotten their karma yet and why things continue to work out for them, it's because they're under your divine protection. But the minute that you walk away, I mean, like walk away for good, and you're just in your own area, your own vicinity, you're away from them, just, permanently, then that's where the karma is going to hit them. Okay, so, but God is also allowing you to be in that environmental vicinity for right now, because there is a purpose for it. There's a purpose for you being exactly where you are, because God is getting ready to move you someplace else, but it's all going to happen within divine timing, because God is pulling strings. God is doing a lot of things behind the scenes. There are lessons that you still have to learn. There is just, God is working all of this for you. And although it may not happen in the timing that you want it to happen, it's happening in the timing that God is intending for it to happen. So by the time that it happens, it's perfect. It's like perfect timing. God is never late. God is never early. God is always on time. So if you have not been removed yet, or you have not moved someplace else, it's because it's not the right timing yet. It's not God's timing. But it will happen eventually when it's meant to happen. Also, so listen, another thing about your enemies is that your enemies have been removed from some of your enemies have been removed from your environment, from your vicinity. They have been removed to a different environment, to a different vicinity, because that way, when their karma starts to rain down, they are not around you to be in the auric field of your divine protection, so that the karma, like, how I was saying earlier, how like the karma is missing them because they're under your divine protection. When God has removed these enemies, they're no longer under your divine protection. So the karma won't miss them. The karma will actually hit them. And the thing is, the karma that these enemies are getting, it's like, you know, it's starting off where it's like it's gradual. It's just little annoyances. It's just little aggravations, just little ticks, just little things that are happening here and there that can cause just agitation, cause frustration, just cause anger within them, cause frustration. That's how their karma is coming through, where their karma is coming where they're going to be inconvenienced. Like, okay, thank you, Spirit. So it's starting off. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. I'm hearing minor inconveniences to major inconveniences. So it's starting out as minor inconveniences, just little minor things that happen that cause an inconvenience. Like, this could be for anything, is because it just is different for everyone's life. Like a minor inconvenience could be, you know, them already running late to work, and then they get caught by a train. Or like that train turns into two trains. Or they're on their way somewhere, they get caught by a train, and then the train stops, just completely stops. And now they have to turn around and find another route to get around that train. And it's delayed them and it's wasted their time. It is, set them back. It is just affected their timing. Minor inconveniences. So it's starting off as minor inconveniences, which is going to gradually grow into major inconveniences. So these minor inconveniences that are starting out first is to cause them irritation. Like they're going to just be just irritated, aggravated, agitated. And you want to know why? It's because they have to deal with the same type of energy and emotions that you had to deal with from them. Like they would do certain things to you or say certain things to you to irritate you, to agitate you, to aggravate you. And you would tend to be very irritated with them or aggravated and agitated with them because of things that they would say and do to you. So now they have to see how it feels to be irritated over just minor things they cannot control, to be agitated or aggravated by minor inconveniences. They have to see how that feels. That's why that is happening to them now, because they're going to try to see how they're going to handle it. Because when they're feeling irritated, a lot of times when they were irritated with their own life, they will come over to you and start fucking with you and saying things to you to like chastise you, just to take their anger out on you. Like they could have been frustrated about something in their own life, but then they come and use you as their punching bag. And that was wrong. That wasn't right, because you did not do that to them. When you were dealing with your own personal frustrations and you were agitated about something else, you didn't come over to them and start fucking with them and, taking your anger out on them. You didn't do that to them. You would just deal with your own frustration yourself. You would have your own coping mechanism. And even sometimes if your coping mechanisms wasn't always the healthiest thing, like what if it was, you would get very agitated and irritated, so you would go, have some Mary Jane, you know what I'm saying? Bob Marley, Snoop Dogg's favorite, favorite substance. Or let's say you would have you a little drink here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't always the healthiest thing, but it was something for you to take the edge off, something for you to calm your nerves, because instead of you taking out the anger on others, you found a substance to like help yourself, a supplement. But now what's happening is that these enemies of yours, no scratch confirmation, these enemies of yours, they're dealing with minor inconveniences and they have been removed from you. So that way, when these minor inconveniences happen, you are not around for them to take out their frustration and anger on. You're not around for them to use as a punching bag, because you're not in proximity to them. So now what happens, they are forced to deal with that type of energy on their own without having their punching bag, their scapegoat, to take out that frustration out on. So now what they have to do is they have to deal with it on their own. And if they take out that anger and frustration out on somebody else, they're really going to be seeing how wrong they are, because they're going to take it out on an innocent person. You see, when they did it to you, it was easier because, you were already labeled as the bad person. So they just felt like it was justifiable to give you that energy, when really it's not. Like, you didn't deserve any of that, boo. But they felt like it was justified to go off on you because you were already labeled the problem person, the problem child, the problem sibling. So it was always easier for them to do that to you. But now that they have been removed from you, they're going to have to deal with this on their own. And this is them being tested to see how are they going to handle their minor inconveniences. Are they going to handle it in a mature manner and find a solution and be calm and ground themselves and deal with their own energy? Or are they going to be emotionally immature and project that energy onto others? Because if they don't pass a test and they project it, they're going to have more. But if they do it the opposite way and they handle it in a mature manner, it's going to start to slow down. They still have their karma coming. They do. And like, they have major inconveniences that are going to come because of the major inconveniences that they have caused in your life. Like, justice is going to be served. They have to receive this kind of stuff. But depending on Are they going to be spared? Are they going to be given mercy? Is it going to be, are they going to give mercy to themselves?